This is a creature from the lost world, a creature created by you. With Mattel's strange change machine, you turn time capsules into weird creatures. You control the compression chamber, which turns these creatures back into capsule. Be the creator of a lost world with Mattel's strange change machine.
And with that, my fellow agents, we enter the strange world of late 1960s toys. Generally for boys, but these appealed to some of the girls I knew back then, although I did not get one until the early 1970s, being a younger agent. We are going to be talking about welcome back. It is I, X7, your agent of awesome and the host of Zenorama, the podcast of Heroes and Monsters. Today is Wednesday, which is a media day, and we are going to be talking about an actual toy that I did own and played with and had all these. It's allegedly, well, you'll see what it's supposed to be. But before we do that, you know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment, let me know what you think about this toy. And now, on with the show. So here we have I don't know which one I got first. This one is has the strange change machine label by Mattel on it. I think this was the original. One of these still worked the last time I plugged it in. I have not plugged it in again in probably almost 20 years because the smell that these things make, the creature cubes, is it's a lot. And I think this was the second one. The time machine. There's a lot of information. I'll have more of it, when I'm not recording, or when I am recording this tomorrow. But there are that many cubes. This is where I store them. Here's how this works. Boy, you can tell there's lint because it's in the basement where my sainted mother has. I don't know why I got all fuzzy there. I decided to leave that last part in since it did get fuzzy because of I blame the black fuzz creature walking in there. So this is the box. My box is now long disintegrated because they were not meant to last some almost 60 years. And that would have been next year. The original toy was released in 1968 and was probably sold because back then there was no internet. If they were in a store, they would just sit there until they sold. It ran from regularly priced from $9.99 to $11.88, but could be found on sale for $6.99 or $7.99. You can see what I wanted. It was dinosaurs. I mean, strange change. Was featured the Lost World. There's the back of the box. You can see I actually have some of this. Might be one of mine. I tried scanning it, but back then I didn't know what I was doing. Should have asked for help. This is somebody else's picture, of course. It's what it would have looked like if you got it. There are all the creaturelings. You can see there is, there's an octopus. Cool. That's not even all of them. But lots of these are skeletons and robots and giants. See two robots, scorpion, spider. There's two dinosaurs in here, a sauropod that's what I used for the cover, a sauropod and a tyrannosaur, a synapsid, a dimetrodon, and a pteranodon, from what I remember. It's been a long time since I've made them. Here is a better look at all of them. There's the creature cubes, what I may be calling the Xeno cubes if I want to. There's Kaida making her appearance, and really making her appearance. And that's the base. And I'll show you the base here momentarily. It is not long for this world. I actually looked into seeing if I could find a 3D printer who could make me a copy, and I'll be looking into that. Here are the cubes. So let's go into the next live action part. She's fascinated. So you can tell that it's been in the basement because there's lint around everything. That's just quilt lint from my sainted mother. But the creature cubes here, they will lose their ability to be contracted, recrushed. It says crush and recrush, but it's not really that. It doesn't work like that all the time. Eventually they'll stop working. I think I got both of these because I wanted to get the entire set, that collector mentality. As you can tell, there are 16 different creature cubes. 2 of them are dinosaurs. One of them is I think a brontosaur and a theropod. A sauropod and a theropod. One is a pteranodon, which is a pterosaur, and then one is the always favorite, often misunderstood as a dinosaur, Dimetrodon, a synapsid. And there's giants in here and astronauts, snakes, spiders. There's an octopus. My favorite, the membrane man. So I really think I'm going to try to make he's in the pink. I don't know which is which anymore, though you can kind of see some of them, what they are. But I had this toy in the probably mid to late 70s. My sainted mother got me one. Here are what you're supposed to use. These things would heat up. She got me one that was used, which only had about 4 cubes, and they're hard to find. I got it off both of these came off eBay in the early days of eBay, when it was still the world's largest garage sale before it got commercial, and you can still find good stuff on it. But then it quit working. I didn't realize it was probably the cord or the heating element. I wouldn't have known. So I didn't play with it anymore, but now I wish it. I don't know if I had the base. There's also a map that you put up behind it. Not a map, but a backdrop. So it looked really cool. But that base there, as you'll see momentarily, is not built to last, 5 decades, 5+ decades by now, because who knows when these things were made originally. But this is the live action part, and the cats have decided it was boring, so we will go on to the rest of it. The basic creature cubes were called creaturelings or astropods. And they had dinosaurs. It says various dinosaurs, but 2, like I said, which was annoying to me when I found out. Now, my sainted mother got me this from a friend of hers, I think, who had an older son and wasn't using it anymore, and some money probably changed hands. I don't know. I think there were only 4 or 5 cubes, and the base, and there's the astropods, which were a crab and who knows what else. These were only to be used with Mattel's Strange Change toy. And there they are, some more of them. So here's everything there. See, T-Rex, I'm assuming T-Rex, Dimetrodon, sauropod, Brontosaurus, we'll just call it that, and Turu. Should put Turu's picture in here. And here's all the rest of them. So this is the basic ones. I don't understand why they didn't do more dinosaurs, because I wanted more dinosaurs. They didn't ask me. I was 3, but anyway, we only had 4 or 5 of them, and this thing got hot because you'd put it in that, you'd heat it up or warm it up on the side, and then you put it in the Strange Change capsule, as you see. There's the membrane man, which is just obviously memorable if it did show up in the Fantastic Four comic book by Art Adams. Not surprising, knowing Art. There he is. I've included him in many drawings because it's easy to draw. I don't make his teeth so uneven, but that's just me. I've given him a backstory several times. And more, I wanted to dust it up, but then I thought, you know what? This is how it is. They've been stored in my basement. And now it's time for station identification. You are watching Xenorama, the podcast of heroes and monsters on KXNO, part of the Xenorama Broadcasting Network. We now return you to our regularly scheduled program. The box itself is pretty darn big, and the whole thing, because it fit in there. And you can see Kite is an 8.5-pound cat. She doesn't make any more appearances, but you saw how big she was, comparison-wise. So once again, this is somebody else's they've got all these toys here. I mean, it's just I wish that I'd love to have figured out how to make another box because it's I mean that those colors are just screams late '60s, early '70s. I just include there's the back of it. Let's see, there's the membrane man, whatever. Maybe that's you know, gosh, from Hell It Came, and I'm drawing a blank on From Hell It Came. Let me know in the comments what it is. A mummy. Look at there's like that's Groot. It is Groot. That is the weirdest looking Dimetrodon ever. But why didn't they have more dinosaurs? The Lost World. Every kid knew that the Lost World features dinosaurs. This is actually the back. That must have been a side panel to tell you how to do it. And like I said, there's many things here. How it worked was the molded and everything. All of the creatures were in their cube, and they were originally cubed, and exposed it to electron beams to cross-link it by Raychem, and coated with long-lasting release agent to keep it from sticking itself when compressed, then in much or compressed. So that's the whole thing. Eventually, it would wear out. Look at that. That looks like they give you a lot of dinosaurs. They don't. This is the one from the '80s, which had blue and white, or I think glow in the dark ones. I actually had one of these, at least this part of it, from Sam's Toy Box. Thanks, Sam. I sold it because it didn't come with anything. I don't even know if it ever worked. I mean, it was neat enough looking, but I didn't need it. And then Mattel also I had a thing maker that made Eeks, which was a whole story for another time, but I don't have any more of those. And before we get to this one, let's watch the third and final chunk of the Strange Change saga that I've recorded earlier. All right, my fellow agents, we're going to do the live action part differently, as I said, because you can tell this is not long for the world. It has been repaired a couple of times, and my wish, look, that's the original sticker though. My wish is that I could find someone who has 3D printed these things. I would pay for that to get one that was a little more solid than this. I don't know what it is, but you can see here's where it was repaired. And there's that, and now there's a cat there who will probably play with the creature cubes, or Xeno cubes as I call them. And look at it, yeah. It's just, when I picked it up, it hadn't been out of its box for probably about 20 years. It's been repainted and tried, it's just, you can't do much. It's not designed, really. It was designed to be played with. I don't want to throw it away because it's just, it's part of the collection, and a collector mentality in me, likes that. Hey, those are not toys, miss. See, what did I tell you? There she goes. She's going to steal the whole thing. Kaida, give me that. Be that as it may. Obnoxious creature. I just don't know if it'll ever get fixed. And we'll get some more video here momentarily. So yes, that is Agent Kaida playing with the Xenocubes. This is a model which you just turned around, and this is how it looks if you had talent and painted it. The time traveler who's dressed a little like Han Solo, except that I think he's supposed to be the time traveler from the time machine. I did have this. I don't even know. I got it in West Virginia because I was really excited till I found out that it was a model. I mean, it did move, but it was still a model. There he is, looking like a goof. Oh, look, he's got blue jeans on. So whoever painted this did a great job. And there, Dennis Severson, CultTVman.com. He's doomed. I mean, he's got a theropod. He's going to get stomped by old Stampy Triceratops and pecked to death by Flappy Flap, as Izzy Lawrence would say. But there it is. This was in the comic books. You could see that. And they have one with, I think, a Dracula. Did I get that? MPC did this. Strange Changing Time Machine. Back safe and sound again. It was kind of disappointing. I have to tell you to get that. And I don't have any skill with with that. But I love the actual Strange Change machine. I don't know what I'm going to do with it eventually because, like I said, I haven't used it in years. But it's just a nice bit of nostalgia, and there's got to be a catch to this that I can work into a story or something. So, having said all that, my fellow agents, let's wrap things up.
This is Mattel's strange change machine, and this is a time capsule, and this is a creature from the lost world, a creature created by you. You control the strange change machine, which brings the capsules to life, and you control the compression chamber, which turns these creatures back into capsules. You bring strange creatures to life. You send them back. Because with these 16 mysterious time capsules and Mattel's strange change machine, you are the creator of a lost world.
All right, my fellow agents, tomorrow we will be reviewing episodes 5 through 8 of the Ghostbusters. So stay tuned for tomorrow if you want to bust some more ghosts. There's some fun ones. I mean, the show is pretty schlocky, but it's a lot of fun, really. And until that next assignment, this is X7 signing off and phasing out. And remember, the sun never sets on anyone who's got a time machine. Be seeing you.
We're the Ghostbusters. I'm Spencer. He's Tracy. I'm Kong. We're the Ghostbusters. We're clever, courageous, and strong. Your street has been haunted with whispers and rattlings. Your blood has been curdled. We know what to do. Your skin has the creepies. You wonder what's happening. You're safe in our hands. We will take care of you. We're the Ghostbusters. Spirits and demons beware.